Hello everybody, welcome back for StarCraft 2 action. We are back at the Homestory Cup 26 with Elazer and Jumy, formerly known as 4Jumy. In Group D, Jumy not having the greatest tournament this time around. And Elazer, as talked about before, it's been a bit of a loose cannon in this group, which is why I just kind of committed to covering all of a series, because I kind of love these types of series. There's nothing much on the line. We expect Elazer to take a dub if he wants to have any chance of getting out of this group. But it can just end up being a little bit of chaos. This could be one of those games where one side goes for DT rush, kills your natural, whilst you are killing him in his natural, and then you get a weird base race where your main hatchery suddenly ends up over here, but you end up making a hive on the other side of the map. I don't know why, but it can happen. So we saw Elazer go for the new, well, definitely at the time, new 15 hatch Overlord with 2 Geyser tricks. And yes, Homestory Cup 26 group stages were plagued with some lag. Let's hope that didn't impact this game too much. Jumy going for standard opener. I always like to see what the Protosses do on Abyssal Reef when it comes to their wall. Jumy going for a Zealot wall. And also leaving the option open to a wall in the other side. You could think that a 12 pool would be pretty strong here, but actually getting to this side either forces you to go all the way around, like this, through the third base to here, or you go through the middle of the map, which, you know, is over here, kind of like these Zerglings are doing. And then as soon as he walls it off, going like all the way around to see the other side of the wall gives your opponent a lot of time to finish the wall in. So, I guess back in the good old day, we could do like an economic 12 pool, or even 6 pool in the really good old days. And you would force your opponent to like have a like extra building over here and 1 or 2 extra buildings over there as well with this type of wall. Then it would be pretty nice. But there's only one map with this layout, so even scouting it in the first game doesn't really give you a leg up for the other games. This is something you have to scout beforehand. Like you watch Jumy play versus other Zergs, and then you determine, okay, he always walls this way, or usually walls this way. Maybe I can abuse it with some early Zerglings. Jumy going for the early Stargate here. And this Stalker is probably going to stick with this Overlord, and he and his 2B Oracle buddy are going to take him down. Elazer again taking this top third base like he did versus Hearthstone. Whereas a lot of Zergs will take this third base, and Protoss usually does that as well. Don't see a lot of low ground third bases because it's just too harassable. But this one does make some sense for a Zerg. Especially because you can get your creep tumor pretty high up, like this. Yes, Elazer. Showing that sometimes, I know what I'm talking about, Elazer exploding in the drone capacity here. Has almost 3 bases saturated and has a spore underway at the third base now. Oracle was revealed, the second one is underway. And how many adepts do we have? We have 2 adepts at the third base, so just chilling it up. We do see a lair coming in, 1 gas so far, but probably will have some more gases soon. As Elazer, let's see, he is rallying his hatches to his own or their own position. And we do see extra gases coming out. Might see a Roach Warren, might see an Evo Chamber. And for now, we do see a little bit of a Ling explosion here by Elazer, which is pretty nice. Can threaten the third base a little bit, only 2 adepts. And it also forces the Oracles back very frequently. Now these Lings are running in. If this does nothing at all, it feels kind of bad. Off of 48 drones, we do see some droning behind it. Elazer nicely clicks on the shield battery, and it will die before really using much of its energy. We do lose a bunch of Zerglings for that. And 3 Lings here, trying to take down a Zealot, but throw their lives away in vain. 14 Lings died, a shield battery died, but also the oracles went back, so they're not harassing the front. Do we have two? It's 2 oracles. So we saw Hersim do this as well against Serral in the last video. I'm just going for the 2 oracles instead of the 3. Pretty interesting. We see Blink and +1 coming out for Jumy off of 2 gateways here. 2 more are building. Oh my god, the Lynx come in, try to go for a whole position probe snipe. And they did not end up getting it. We see a Nydus Worm. Oh, that is pretty juice. Do we have like an Overlord or something? Now we do have an Overseer here. This is a pretty nice position. There is some maps where this just kind of happens, where these types of spots are always dark. And if Elazer gets a nice Nydus Worm in, that is going to be problematic. 2 oracles are going to scout the main, and we see a bunch of Hydras going into the Nydus Canal. And the first one does pop out at the front, actually. Oh my god, Elazer pops it out. Jumy immediately panicking, most likely. Because what does he see? He doesn't see much on the map. He sees these Hydras. His units are move commanding, are kind of derping about. Only 2 oracles makes him a little susceptible to these Hydras, and there is no vision of that Nydus Worm in his main base. That is soon to go up. A part of the army of Elazer is actually going to go back, even though he could probably just kill him at the front. He wants to kill him in the main as well. Queens come out, and Jumy just throws in the double G. Gets owned by Elazer here in game number 1. Did he end up scouting? No, my... That's rough. Did not end up scouting this position at all. And also didn't see the Hydralisk Den. Just saw the lair at the end there. And that is what that little Link Flood really did. Just distracted Jumy enough to not know what's coming. And he was making double Colossus. He was so ready in like 20 seconds to hold this all off. If only he had found this Nydus Worm with a little pylon or something. Because then he could probably defend with all of his units over there. Especially with the 2 Colossi popping out. But Elazer pulling away Yumy's attention, pulling away the Oracles, and rapidly tacking up behind that. As soon as the Oracles come back across the map, this is already done and underway. He's already killing his dudes. So let's see what happens. Game number 2. And for game number 2, we load up into Whispers of Gold, which is such a scam because there is no gold base on this map. We do have Sprite Gigantic joining us and a Wraith. Now Elazer showed a pretty cool build in game number 1. Jumy did go for the double Colossus, kind of showing us that he was expecting either Heavy Ling or Hydra or both from Elazer, but Elazer was just one tap too fast. Like his tempo was just a little too high, and Jumy wasn't ready to defend, and now he is going across the map with his first pylon. Might just go for like a 4-gate or 2-gate or 3-gate forge. Like this might be a reaction to the lag, but he also might just want to get a nice cheap win from Elazer. If this goes unscouted, this is so close to his natural. And we see double gateway forge, not walling in the pylon at all, just trying to not get scouted. Oh no, this probe. No! He just goes into Overlord vision. Oh, that shows that he hasn't done this a lot. Or hasn't mapped this out perfectly. If Elazer was watching, he saw the probe come from the bottom. And that might indicate that something funky is happening. This probe takes a little bit too long to get here as well. Let's see if Elazer's spidey senses are indeed going to be tingling. Could be start to save larva here. Just makes another drone. So it doesn't want like a super high amount of larva. And let's see what happens. Double Zealot is being critical boosted out. We see the first cannon. Interesting position on that cannon. And we see the first drone coming out. And Elazer now spots this. Sees the cannon rush. Finish it. No, does not finish up the hatchery. Finds the 2 Zealots as well. And now the spine starts. So Elazer not on top of things here. Or at least wasn't fully expecting this. Does have a response ready. Boom, boom, boom. 3 spines and a Roachworm. Queen is underway. Double Ling. And the first spine is getting chopped away out. But you can just cancel it and start a new one. 3rd spine starts up. And we might even see a fourth one. Ooh, these zealots can't get surrounded by the first couple drones because the links are going to spawn. Now the drones drill in, try to drill on top of that first zealot. And, oh, a couple drones are going down. What is happening over here? This probe is following this drone along. So this drone did not end up becoming a new base. These overlords do confirm there is no natural. So this is pretty committed. Only one cannon for Jumy with 2 zealots. And Jumy actually just happy with containing a laser here on 1 base. With 3 zealots you can even full block the wall, but if you don't have any high ground vision, it's not that good. Do see a couple roaches coming out here for Elazer, and he's gonna need a couple Ravagers here to break out, or a lot of Zerglings. Now it did finish up the 1 spine, canceled the other ones. Now we see Stargate coming out here for Jumy. This drone is still just running around trying to get something done. Double Adept here, which if they shade into the main and they kill any drones, that's going to be disastrous, because 19 drones, like -2, that's a big portion. That's a 10% of your mining right there. And we're forcing a lot of gas out of Elazer, which is not minerals, which doesn't afford him any drones. Gas cannot be converted into drones. And he's still on 1 hatchery. That's 1 hatchery worth of larvae. And that becomes very, very painful, very, very fast. So these injects of Elazer are very important. You could feel like you need to spread creep there to put a spine in front of your hatchery, but injecting there, very pivotal, very important. Void Ray being chrono boosted out here is going to be the defense against these Ravagers and these Zealots trying to pass by. And the Adepts doing the same thing. And the Adepts now run into the main wells. These Zealots are clicked on the hatchery. Could have clicked them behind and then on the hatchery. But now the Adepts are clicking on the drones. 4 drones going down already. You could click a 5th one. But Jumy had to watch something else for a little bit. Didn't end up getting a 5th drone, but did he get his Zealots out? No, they did indeed die at the natural hatchery, trying to chop it down. Ooh, that Adept does get into the base, does get that scout on the lair. So that might confirm that, maybe there's another Nydus Worm coming. Maybe my opponent is thinking about a cheeky Mutaswap. Maybe it's just for Hydras? Or Roach Speed? You don't know. But it's good to know that Night Eye are on the table. Oh, this Void Ray's doing the dirty and gets a Ravager there. First kill. That's a pretty good kill. Another Ravager at the front. We have an Oracle underway now and a Overlord here in the back. Jumy is on top of this hatchery now with his Void Ray. Turns on the overcharge, clicks down the Spore. And with no transfuses, no extra queens, that is going to be really rough. Oh, this queen. Oh, up a creep. Dies. We do have an extra Spore here in the main, and we also have the Ravager. Can throw some biles to stop the Void Ray from attacking for a little bit. This Spore is revealed now as well. This queen, what is she gonna do? You can't run away, you can't leave. Tries to click the Oracle down. Does do quite a bit of damage. The Spore actually finishes. Jumy does not manage to click it down. And wow, even gets another pylon there, trying to regain power on those structures. This Oracle, very close to death. This Void Ray is being a big nuisance, but Elazer does establish the 2-base economy. Jumy back at home is now working on that as well. And now double Oracle, okay. One of them already losing their shields, the other one loses its shields as well. Now the Void Ray gets pulled into the Spore. Another Oracle comes out. Shades of Haz. Anybody remembers Haz versus Violet on Frost? LE? That was a good meme. Oracles are funny in it sometimes. And every time I see like 3 or, well, usually 4 or more Oracles hovering over a hatchery, I'm like, why isn't that hatchery dead right now? Because they used to murder buildings, which they still kind of do. Ooh, Oracle almost gets clicked down. The Spore. Oh, and the Queens. Only 1 air unit remaining. Jumy getting a little too cute for his own good. Loses the Void Ray. Loses 2 Oracles. And now is in a bit of a tough position. We have Hydras coming out for Elazer, which Jumy doesn't quite know. He could know. I really wish he would have built those buildings on top of the third base now, huh? That would have been a nice block, but I guess you can take the forward third as well. Oh, this Oracle goes for the laser beams, tries to click down the Queen, doesn't quite get it, and now the Hydras have been revealed. The answer is charge Zealots. Let's see if that becomes a decent answer, or if Jumy needs to add on Storm here. But if he wants to have Storm for the first Hydra attack, I feel like I should have started it already, so it's going to be really rough. No upgrades for the side of Elazer, and the threat of the air units has been, well, dealt with completely. Do see a Stay Sword in the middle of the map. And there we go. Nydus Swarm is coming up here for Elazer once again. This is a game. Extra gateways are coming in, and that's going to put Jumy on 8 gateways. He has a Robo. He's putting a 9th gateway down, so he's just going deep into the Immortal War Prism Charge Zealot. And I don't know if he's going to make any more gas units. I guess he makes a couple sentries here, but this looks like a good old Soul Train. But he does have a third base. It's just a backup third. As TLO pointed out, is still pretty strong. I think he was the one that pointed it out. Elazer has a bunch of Hydras here. 14 Hydras. A Nydus Worm goes down. The Immortal does spot it right away, and Charge Zealots, oh my god, they charge in right away. Do get clicked down by the Hydras. They have pretty high DPS. Oracle goes down as well. That Immortal does get saved. The other one gets saved as well. No Guardian Shield anymore. Sentries have been clicked down as well. These Hydras are just so high DPS. And all of the Zealots are melting away. New Zealots do come in with the Guardian Shield, and that makes them really tanky. But now they have been thinned out, and Nydus Worm in the main as well. 1 Immortal, 2 Immortal. No, 1 goes down, Sentry goes down. We have 1 Immortal and a couple Zealots, and in the main, we also get Hydra, so we only have 1 Zealot there to deal with it. Jumy, can you hold on here? There's Hydras in your main, killing your buildings mostly. And this Zealot plus Immortal War Prism set goes across the map, might do some counter damage. The probes have been evacuated or even die. No, 7 probes died. I don't know. Oh, they're over here. We found them, guys. We found the pylons are going down. Artosis pylon depowering a bunch of war prisms, and now the probes are going to die in the third and the main base. Jumy, this is not looking good. Your whole main base is going to be forfeited, but Jumy is going on the assault. This is what I was talking about in game number 1. Games can get a little weird when people aren't like 100% practiced up, which is very fun. Oh, this War Prism does get his buddies out, but the big amount of Zerglings, the units were just retreated into the Nydus and then can be put back on defense duty, and now Elazer could just unload his units again for the offense. Jumy losing his main base here. This one Immortals all of his backbone right now. He still has 1 in the Prism, but hasn't really been able to find any strong counter damage. And his wall's working against him right now. We do see the Immortal and Sentry combo at the third base, denying some of the mining, and a Nydus Worm does come up at the third base. And now, oh my god, all of the probes in the natural. Jumy not reacting to that, losing 10 plus probes, and in the third, do see the Zerglings. Jumy gives it up. He is below 50 supply. I don't know if he ended up losing the Prism as well. Now, the Prism was still alive, but I mean, he lost his main. All of his natural probes. Was going to lose all of this infrastructure as well, whilst having to deal with the Nyduses in the third base. And Elazer does end up taking this series 2-0. But Jumy did show some resilience here in game number 2 with the proxy double gate forge, denying the natural, getting some pressure early, getting those early air units as well. But Elazer is staying calm, cool, collected, and did manage to pull out once again with the Hydras and the Nidai. Dude, Hydra Nydus has been working out for Elazer pretty well so far. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the StarCraft 2 action, a little bit of 1v1 Homestory Cup, before we do some more 2v2 action. If you watch this video after release, the 2v2 tournament from Uthermal is on the 8th of February, so if you want to watch it live, be sure to do so. And if you want to catch the VODs or the replay cast, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.